The American dream of owning a house is pretty much inaccessible. Let's look at this. $400,000 house, which is like a median home price. Like seriously guys, $400,000? Are you freaking kidding me? When I was 18, 19, 20, whatever in Florida, it was like $100,000. You had a 3-bedroom house with a fucking pool. Like what the fuck is this? Look at this. 400,000 house now costs over $1 million with interest because we've gone from 3 to 7%, right? And then, I mean, look at this shit. You end up paying $627,000 in interest on that. On a 30-year rate. Like, home ownership is not smart right now. You're literally better off renting. Because guess what? When you're renting, which we actually sold our property at the end of 2021, I think. We had moved in right before 2020, kind of got lucky because we were in the country and then they had the pandemic and all that. But it's like, we sold because the pricing on rural properties like we had 10 acres in Texas, were just booming. And I'm just like thinking to myself, I bought this 12 months ago, but I think I could probably turn this around for like $150,000 in profit, which is exactly what we did. In fact, I priced it too low. Somebody came in with a sight unseen offer on the phone for asking. And they're just like, don't give it to anybody else. We'll take it. They literally didn't even visit the property. And I priced it $150,000 more than we bought it for 12 months before. It's insane. And the thing is, we actually want to find another piece of property again, but like we can't because of this. Like we're literally going to have to probably find a lot that doesn't have a house on it, because when you put a house on it in the bank, you know, this shit happens. Like it's inflated in value because it's got a house on it. I can find cheap land in some places, right? And then I could build something, right? But again, if I build, then inflation's going to hit, you know, the cost of lumber and all these different things. So like I'd have to almost build my own thing. Maybe I'll build a mud house or a stone house or some other natural house, which I actually kind of want to do, but I don't know if I want to take on that project. It's like we literally can't find a piece of property now because, in fact, I'm not even trying to because of this, right? Like, unfreaking believable, this shit. When does this end? That's the question. That's the question I think to myself all the time. And I pose it to people, and it's almost rhetorical because I don't think we know, but it's like, this has to break at some point. That's for sure. That's a mathematical certainty. Just like if you're an engineer and you engineer a bridge, it's got a weight threshold. Usually it's like double the amount of average weight it can expect, like as a safeguard. If you keep piling up weight onto that bridge, eventually, at some point, that final ounce, the bridge falls, right? That's what all this inflation, government debt, money printing bullshit, that's what this is. Eventually, something is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and it's all going to come crashing down. And that's when I'm going to go out and try to find 50 acres. Maybe I can find 50 acres, some nice property with a house on it, for the price of probably like a 1 acre, 1 acre with a house here in Austin or whatever, like at this shit, with this shit, like unbelievable. And finally, on this similar vein is the fact that, isn't it crazy that a few people control basically the lives of billions of people, right? The Federal Reserve banks who make these policies, right? And then even to one person, Jerome Powell or whatever, that can make a decision, like to raise interest rates super aggressively. They can make decisions that make it so that millions and millions and then billions around Earth are beholden to and like priced out of buying a house, for example, and like because they wanted to start a family or whatever because of this bullshit, because of their decisions. And then also, what's even more icing on that cake is the fact that they created the fucking problem in the first place with all their money printing and their fucking quantitative easing bullshit and 0% interest rates for too long. That's the world we live in, which is why we need a Bitcoin standard, which talk about that another day, but holy shit.